Hey there, this is the Heir of Carthage, gonna bring you some commentary campaign advice. Let me start this off with the disclaimer that I am by no means claiming to be the best campaign player. I'm just going to share with you some of the things I learned, and if you already know better, then that's fine. As you can see, I've unlocked all of the factions for campaign except for the rebels. I just didn't really feel like unlocking them. You can find out how to do that if you search it up on YouTube. That's how I learned how to do it. So anyway, I'm going to give you a bit more campaign advice. I'm going to use the Julii. It's one of my favorite factions to play in campaign. Good one to learn with, good one to win with, just all around good. I'm going to skip the little intro video where he talks about how he hates Gauls. Anyway, we have a nice quote here. Only the brave enjoy noble and glorious deaths by Dionysius. I guess that's a good quote. The cowardly, as they're running away, being shot in the back with arrows and chased down by cavalry is certainly not near as glorious. So a little of this might be repeat from the video I made, but it'll be easier whenever I'm talking about it. The Julii, one of the strategies I like to play is kind of a defensive, build yourself up, and then whenever you get some good forces, then move on out and take care of business. Also, you may have noticed, I don't like to play the campaign on hard. A lot of people do, I guess due to show how good they are, or just like the challenge. To me, it's really annoying because the way things go on. So I just like playing on the medium settings. One of the best things to do first with the Julii is to go conquer a couple extra provinces to get some cash. So let's go and do that. It doesn't take much of an army to hit Segesta, and then you get a nice reward from the Senate for taking it over. So let's get down to business. Alright, so here we are approaching the thriving metropolis of Segesta. As you can see, a lot of people say they came from a small high school where they only graduated with 10 people. Here's the high school in Segesta, and the only student there actually dropped out so that he could go to work in the army, which he's about to regret. Because even though my Roman force is quite small, compared to the, as the general put it, rebel slaves that we are facing off against, we are going to be in very good shape. So I'm moving my army up. I don't even really need to be that organized about it, because my adversary is not worthy, nor talented, because it's the AI. But hey, I mean, if you ever get sick of losing online, it's a good way to get your spirits up to go and play on campaign, because it's really not that hard to win here. So everybody needs a little pick-me-up sometimes, I think. So here we are. I'm just going to move my troops into position. Remember, one of the things on campaign is you really don't want to lose many troops because it's going to cost you a lot of money. So as you can see, I'm moving my V-lights up to throw their javelins, and it's actually kind of foolish because here comes the enemy who's not so smart, charging in with his warband, and he's about to be massacred. V-lights are cheap, and I don't really care about them, so I guess if I lose some, oh well. So let's zoom in to see some of the carnage. Here's the rebel slaves and their spear warband, which is going to be absolutely annihilated by my Hastati. And here's some peasants here who are upset about taxation, and they have rebelled. They will soon be shown that everybody pays their taxes, whether you like it or not. This will be shown by my gallant general charging with his armored bodyguard into these unarmored peasants. But we're going to continue the battle. We want these people to die. So he's going to make himself feel better by trampling those who are unarmored and unarmed. So the remainder of their troops are retreating into the town center, and there's some type of magical spell on the town center that makes your troops quit routing. But it doesn't matter because they're going to be cut down anyway, like that brave man there who died with a pole between his legs.
Demands victory from her generals.
So Rome demanded victory, and we gave her victory. As you can see, I was the clear victor there. Suffered more losses than I should have, but it was all V-lights, so who cares? Alright, one of the things you run into with campaign play is, what do I do with the people that I conquer? Should I simply occupy their lands? Possibly sell them into slavery, you know, make a little bit of denarii on the side, increase my population with some cheap labor? Or should I just exterminate them to teach them who's boss? Well, in this case, Segesta is kind of a small town, and I want it to be able to grow so that it can produce more military and economic might, so I'm just going to occupy the town and let these people off easy. If it's a large town that you're capturing, there we go, we got some booty from the Senate. Um, in any case, if it's a large town you're conquering, you're going to want to exterminate the populace, or else they will continually riot against you, which is incredibly annoying. So now that I have some denarii, I'm going to go ahead and get some building started. I like to build, see if I can find the one I'm looking for. Goddess of grain and fertility. Sounds nice, but that's not what we want. Jupiter is the supreme god. I think it's this shrine to Bacchus that we want to build. I don't know, you can pick whichever one you want. I'm going to pick this one. And then I like to do a balanced build policy of my own. I know the computer can do it, but theirs is actually a little more leaning towards cultural and economic, and I like to have my military built a little quicker than the computer will. So I alternate between an economic or cultural building and a military building in the build queue. So I'm going to add a stables, and then a trader, and that's what I'll do for now. Sometimes I like to hold off on building the farms in cities that grow quick anyway, because if you build the farm, it's just going to make the population explode even faster. Sometimes it's good. In this case, I don't wish for it. So I'm going to start some buildings here. We're going to build the shrine, and a militia barracks, and then how about a port? Ports bring you a lot of income. It's a good thing to build. So if you're suffering for need of income, make sure that you have a good port. Over in Segesta, let's see what we can build here. Apparently the town's all ready to grow, so we're just going to build a governor's house. The governor needs a house. He doesn't want to live in a tent. If you want, you can go ahead and go take Patavium. Sometimes at this point, I'll just stick with these 3 cities. You can make decent money off them. Here, let's go ahead and end the turn. Let's see what happens. Dun. Oh, there's the ominous music. It's actually kind of a good idea to trade with the Gauls for the time being. They'll most likely betray us because they're dirty barbarians, but we'll get a little bit of money out of them. But you can treat people however you want in your game. And here's a young man who wishes to marry one of the daughters of our family, and I always just say yes, because I like having more generals around. And right here, the Senate has assigned us to take a settlement, Mediolanum, however you say it. And we'll be rewarded with a minor exotic unit. Doesn't sound like a very good reward. So whenever you get a Senate mission, you can kind of just do whatever you think. If it's unreasonable, just don't do it. I mean, what are they going to do about it? Attack you? And then if they do, you can defeat them and take over Rome. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and just build my cities for now. So this isn't going to be real exciting, but this is how it works. You just keep your cities building on every turn and try and save money, and keep your military units to a minimum in order to keep your towns economic output at the highest. So anyway, we're going to end the turn again. Like I said, I know this isn't real exciting, but hey, there's some people who want to learn how to play a campaign, and I know there's been, I guess, a bunch of videos on YouTube about it, but this is just some nice beginner amateur advice from me. As you can see, the Gauls appear to be threatening my border, but if he knows what's good for him, he's going to keep his distance. Besides, that's all going to be Roman territory in good time. So anyway, I continue much in this manner, just ending turn after turn after turn, until I get the cities built to a point where I can make the military units that I desire to go and conquer. So that's all the advice I'm going to leave with you for now.